Hi guys, these are notes for 7C. So in 7B, we learned how to take a set of data and create a box and whisker plot. In 7C, we're going to actually learn to read that box and whisker plot. So just a reminder that a box and whisker plot takes some data and divides it up into 4 even parts. And it divides up into the first 25%, the second 25%, the third 25%, and the fourth 25%. So if we look at this box right here, we're looking at the middle 50% of our data. Now, can we look at this box and whisker plot and go backwards? We created from our data last time these 5 data values, and now we're going to pick up those 5 data values that we used to create the box and whisker plot. We're going to go backwards this time. All right, so first of all, we want our median. I'm going to extend this line here, and you can see that our overall median is going to fall right between 41 and 42, so it's 41.5. Then our lower quartile, that's our quartile 1. Remember that that is the median of the lower half of the data. So if I extend this line, you can see we're falling right at 36. Okay, so this was quartile 1 right here. This is our overall median. And then we want to pick up the upper quartile, and that's the same thing as quartile 3. Remember that our median is quartile 2. So quartile 3 here, if we extend this line, you can see we're right at 43 for our upper quartile. Then our minimum, that's our lowest value. And so right here you can see that we are at 25. Got my numbers kind of scrunched together there. That's our minimum. And then our maximum, if we extend this line, you can see that we're at 54. Okay, so let's go back and look at what this box and whisker plot is telling us all about. Let me fill in these other, this was quartile 3, this was our minimum, and this was our maximum. So the title on here is the number of hours worked. And so these are the number of hours people worked. All right. All right, so let's see if we can pick out the true statements. We want all the true statements, not just one true statement, but all of them. So it might be more than one. Let's see if 50% of people worked 36 to 43 hours this week. So if we look, we know that this is the middle 50%, and if we look there, we see 36 to 43. So 50% of the people did work 36 to 43 hours per week. So that one is true. So F is true. If we look at the next one, the most hours one adult worked was 50 hours. So if we look, the most hours one adult worked is 50 hours. So let's see, our maximum here was 54. So that's not true. It wasn't the highest number of hours worked wasn't 50, it was actually 54 hours, right? So G is not true. H, the average amount of hours worked is 41.5. Now average is the same as mean, and box and whiskers plots don't tell us mean, all right? So average is not a synonym for median. If we change this to median, the overall median was 41.5. That would be true, but as it stands originally, it's not true. The least hours one adult worked was 25 hours. So if we look at our minimum, we see that that's the least hours that someone worked, and so that one's true. The least hours an adult worked was 25 hours. 25% of workers worked between 43 and 54. So here's 54 and here's 43, and we know that this last section does indicate 25% of the people in our data set. So again, each one of these sections is 25%. Okay, and so that one is true. 25% of our workers did work between 43 and 54 hours.